Welcome to The Scoop, where small changes lead to big results. I'm Rachel, a registered dietitian and a mom on a mission to make nutrition simple, practical, and actually doable. Whether it's decoding labels, busting food myths, or sharing easy wellness wins, this is your space to get real answers that fit real life. So let's dive into today's episode and take one more step toward feeling your best. Any and all opinions and views shared by hosts and guests on this podcast are the speaker's own and do not represent the views of Live It Up or its affiliates or parent company. Hey, welcome back to The Scoop, serving you straight nutrition talk, one scoop at a time. I am Rachel, a registered dietitian with almost 20 years experience, and today we're talking about what to eat to help support healthy skin and hair. We are a direct reflection of what we eat, and nothing shows this off quite as obviously as the health of our skin and our hair. And while an overall healthy diet is imperative for your beauty and health to shine from within, there are certain foods that we can focus on to help promote the health of our skin and hair. So let's start with skin. Your skin is the largest organ, and its health is highly impacted not only by what we eat, but also our environment. UV light, pollution, along with diet, these contribute to how quickly our skin ages and wrinkles. When it comes to diet, nutrient deficiencies or not getting enough nutrients, that plays a role, as does eating too much of certain foods or ingredients. But it's not just that. The health of our gut also impacts our skin health. In fact, you have a skin-gut axis, which I just found out about and think that is phenomenal. As a reminder, the important factors for gut health are getting enough fiber, including prebiotic fiber in your diet. Ladies, that means 25 grams per day. 2, trying to get at least 30 different plants a week. 3, probiotic supplements and probiotic-rich foods. All right, so let's get into it. What foods should you reduce, and what foods should you eat more of to help promote optimal skin health? First one is fats. The right fats can play a role in your gut health as well as directly affect your skin. So diets too high in fat, particularly trans fat and saturated fats, can lead to inflammation and skin irritation. Plus, it can slow your skin's ability to heal wounds. On the flip side, a diet too low in fat can actually disturb your gut health by reducing the number of beneficial bacteria. So you have to be in this Goldilocks zone of fat. What fats should you focus on for skin health? Well, omega-3 fatty acids from things like salmon or other fatty fish oil supplements. And then there are plant-based omega-3s, things like walnuts, chia seeds, ground flax. These can not only help protect your skin from UV damage, but also help keep your skin supple and moisturized. In fact, too little omega-3s may actually cause dry skin. Omega-3s are good, but so are also other sources of mono and unsaturated fats. These are things like avocado and olive oil. In fact, a diet rich in avocados may help maintain ceramide levels in the skin. And this can perhaps enhance firmness of the skin. So avocado, add it to your diet. Antioxidants are key for your skin health. So for example, beta carotene, which is converted to vitamin A in the body, is integral to helping the skin's natural resistance to UVB light. You can find this antioxidant in sweet potatoes, red bell peppers, carrots, spinach, kale, broccoli, and cantaloupe, especially vitamin E and C as antioxidants. So both of these antioxidants, they're vitamins, but they help with wound healing, as well as to help buffer damage from oxidative stress. And research is trying to see if they also help with damage from UV light. Helping the skin with protections against UV light is critical because UV rays play a big role in the aging of our skin. So while you do need 15 to 25 minutes or so of direct sunlight without sunscreen for vitamin D production, the rest of the time you really should be wearing your sunscreen. Vitamin E can be found in nuts and seeds, almonds, hazelnuts, peanuts, sunflower seeds, plant oils as well. You can find it in wheat germ, green leafy veggies, and avocados. Another antioxidant that is helpful is lutein. Lutein might help to buffer oxidative damage as well from the sun. And bonus tip, it is quite important for eye health. You can find it in green leafy vegetables like kale and spinach, but also in bell pepper, corn, and eggs. Let's go back to vitamin C a little. This micronutrient is an important factor in the production of collagen, which is the primary structure, the protein structure of our connective tissue. So as we age, we can't make as much collagen, and this affects the elasticity of our skin. So while more research is needed, studies are pretty promising. They might indicate that taking collagen may actually have positive effects on skin health, potentially supporting elasticity and hydration. So while we want to support collagen synthesis by getting foods rich in vitamin C, it could actually be a skin health strategy to take hydrolyzed collagen as well in supplement form. And finally, anti-aging research has been really focusing on polyphenols and flavonoids for skin health because of their ability to help buffer oxidative stress, just like antioxidants. You can find these in plants. So vegetables, fruits, green tea, and nuts. As you can see, skin health is really impacted by a diet rich in plants, lots of fiber, the right amount of healthy fats. Here are some of my personal tips to help make skin health a little easier to achieve. So you can cook with olive oil and use it in salad dressings. You can add avocado to anything. I add it to eggs, toast, salad. I've added it to rice. It's really versatile. I've started adding omega-3 fish oil capsules because I don't eat enough salmon to make that up. And so I decided I really need to get more. I'm not that good at it yet, but it's something I'm working on. Absolutely love, as a dietitian, the brand Nordic Naturals. They're third-party tested. They have a highly concentrated supplement that makes it easier to get more of the EPA and DHA without having to take that many capsules. So I really like that. I love how Super Greens helps me meet a lot of these goals. So it adds 3 grams of fiber. It includes prebiotic fiber from different plants. It has 5 billion CFU of probiotics to help with the gut health thing. Contains over 20 different plants. So that's really helping me up my total for the whole week. Let's move on to hair. Just like with skin, there are a lot of factors that go into the health of our hair, and not all of it we have control over. There's the impact of your hormones, your age, your environment, illnesses, medications, your genes, and your diet. But we can focus on the things that we have power over to give our hair the healthiest shot it has. And while we're going to focus on foods, I want to clue you in, a bit on some of the other factors you have control over, just in case there are things that you could put a little focus on. So prolonged stress levels, exposure to UV light, aggressive fitness regimes, sleep issues, restrictive eating, chronic disease, smoking, and alcohol. All of these may actually impact the health of your hair, which I think is pretty amazing that many things affect our hair. But if I also think about it, I've had a lot of that affect my hair, and I've noticed it. So if you can make any changes to any of those factors, your hair health could benefit. But let's go back to diet, because that's really why we're here, right? So first things first, antioxidants. Antioxidants help reduce inflammation and oxidative stress that can disrupt our hair follicles and the hair cycle. We're looking at things like omega-3 fatty acids and other unsaturated fats they're anti-inflammatory. So salmon, other fatty fish, avocados, olives, plant oils, nuts and seeds, they're gonna help you get enough. Micronutrients. There are certain micronutrients that are more important for hair cycles, including zinc, copper, and iron. So these all work together. Just focusing on one may not be as beneficial as simply ensuring that your diet is rich in all three, because they do work so synergistically for our hair cycle. In general, meat, fish, seafood, these contain all three of those specific minerals. You can also find them in some plants, so things like beans and whole grains, nuts and seeds. As long as you're eating a balanced diet, you're likely getting enough. With that said, if you're vegan or if you're not getting a lot of those other foods, you might want to look into your diet to make sure you're getting enough. Also, about 14 to 17% of women may experience iron deficiency, especially during your menstrual years. So keep an eye on that particular nutrient. If you're extra tired or have really heavy periods, you might want to get your iron levels tested With that said, do not take an iron supplement unless your doctor advises you, because you really don't want too much. There is a risk of iron overload when it comes to iron supplements. So just be aware. Don't just add in iron willy-nilly if you think you need it. Go get tested. It's an easy test. The doctors can look at that. Another nutrient, vitamin D. Vitamin D plays a role in your hair follicle cycling as well. So if you're not getting enough, it could affect your hair health. And not only that, but not a lot of people get enough vitamin D. Vitamin D plays an important role in the body in so many places. I often recommend vitamin D supplement in the wintertime when most people aren't getting enough sun exposure, or if they're in too high of parallel or latitude, then they're not going to get enough. During the summertime, if you're not outside a lot, or if you're using sunscreen all the time, then your body can't make enough vitamin D to support your body's needs. And remember, you can't make vitamin D through a window because the glass blocks the UVB light. Protein is also really important for hair. So getting enough protein not only helps keep you feeling full and satisfied, like I'm always talking about, but it also is important for your hair health. Getting enough may help with hair strength. And not only protein, but also collagen. Again, studies are new and emerging, but there is some indication that collagen may support hair growth and healthy hair. I found this next tidbit a little bit interesting about biotin. Biotin is in all the hair and nail supplements and in rather high doses. You'd think with it being so widespread in the supplement industry that it would be based in some pretty strong research. But the thing is, biotin has weak links at best to hair health and growth. So if you're not deficient in it, and deficiency of this nutrient is pretty rare, it might not work for you. Now, that's not to say if you're not getting enough biotin, it may be helpful. The studies do show that if you're deficient, it might be helpful. So while it's not necessarily harmful to take it in those large doses, that is why your pee is so yellow after you take that huge dose, because that's the extra biotin coming out. Just know that right now, the research is pretty light on its connection with hair health. Do what's right for you though, all right? If you notice a difference, take it. You have to be your own advocate. And also you have to kind of use your body like an experiment and see does this supplement help me? As long as it's a supplement that is healthy for you and doesn't have any downfalls, then try it. So let's review. Hair health, like skin health, is impacted by getting enough antioxidants from plants and getting the right fats. You want to get enough protein in general, but also perhaps some collagen, and just make sure that your intake of things like zinc, copper, and iron are on track, along with vitamin D. What could you be doing for your hair health? Berries have a lot of colorful they're colorful and they're antioxidants and they're packed and they're delightful and you should have some. Okay. Salmon, avocados, nuts and seeds for the right fats. So more antioxidants and vitamin E. Vitamin C rich foods like citrus to support collagen production, and perhaps a hydrolyzed collagen supplement may be something that you can try. Eggs. If biotin is helpful for you, eggs can provide that. And so, that's something else that you might consider adding to your diet if that is a nutrient that you feel will work for you. And if you like oysters, they are one of the best sources of zinc, iron, and copper. I don't like raw oysters. It's like eating snot, so I'm not going to have it. But I have had, the smoked oysters in the can, and those are delicious. So, you got to find what's right for you. Once again, we're confronted with the evidence that plants and unsaturated fats they're just so important for different aspects of our health. If your goals are skin and hair health, get enough of all different colors and varieties of plants to get enough fiber and antioxidants. So let's set some micro habits. This time, I'm going to tell you what my macro habits, or actually what my micro habits are going to be. Listen, after doing research for this podcast, I decided I really need to be more consistent with my omega-3 fish oil supplement. I told you I started taking one, but I'm not that consistent. And I know now that this is important for not just hair and nail health or hair and skin health, but for so many other things. So I have to be more consistent with that. That's going to be my micro habit. Not only that, but I actually think that I'm going to start including some hydrolyzed collagen and add that into my routine yeah, that has some pretty promising studies coming up. So for me, that feels right. Maybe I'll add it to my smoothie or a greens drink. I know that some people add it to their coffee. I don't know if I'm going to go that far, but maybe I'll try it. But I don't know. Smoothie feels right to me. And of course, I am always working to get enough plants each week. While I don't get to this goal very often, the 30 plants a week, it's always on my radar. I'm always trying to get there. Sometimes I'll like write out everything I had, like, okay, I used garlic and onion and because those count and like all the different spices. So I try to get there. Maybe I'll just try to add more herbs and spices, like to help boost me up a little bit. Antioxidants, you can get them there too. What are you going to do this week? Are you going to do any of the micro habits that I mentioned? Are there any other places that you feel like you could benefit from, filling some of those nutrient gaps? How can I help? Listen, it's time to step up into your change. You can do this. Have a great week.